for that very beautiful exploration. There's no one raising their hand right now. So if you guys have a question, please hit the raise hand function. Put your question in the chat. Until then, I'll continue on this thread that Jacob has started for us. Could you talk more about this space, if you will, that the higher self is residing in? We typically understand this as residing in a very blissful, euphoric oneness state with all that is. How, while we are incarnate in human form, how can we tap into that state?
That sweet soul is another beautiful question for more clarity. That is part of this evolution that is happening, this ascension that is happening. Being able to access that state of mind without just having to cross over. And some have had glimpses of it, some are experiencing it. And that is going to be part of more information that will be cleared when a general amount, if you will, are going to assist with that frequency to allow to propel that. There is going to be a much more beautiful understanding of it will make more sense. This is part of that will not be possible at this time to express, but you will have that opportunity with the way things are going at this time, with the momentum that is taking place at this time. And this momentum that is happening is not because all of you are going out with a conscious effort to, as this soul, this channel would say, trying to convert people. No. The fact that the individuals that are here right now that are going through the ascension, that they're doing a lot of self-exploration, self-work, self-enlightenment, that alone is releasing a strong and beautiful frequency, and it's spreading. Does that answer that? For now.
Yeah, and I'm wondering this set amount, this threshold, if you will, is this where we get the idea of the 144,000?
This soul is the one that's laughing right now, not us. We are not laughing at your question. But this was something that we dropped into her mind earlier in the week that just passed. It's not necessarily a set number, but without divulging too much, you're onto something. Because we cannot share more than that. We are not claiming that it is 144, but those individuals that received that information initially grabbed a little bit of that concept and translated it to the best of their ability. But it does have to do a lot with also the concept of the return of Christ. We love throwing that out there right now. And this is why many that are praying for the return of Jesus. The fact is, it's actually put in the intention of requesting for the enlightenment, for the veil to be dropped, for the concept and for the stance of that of Christ consciousness to return to humanity. Though it has never, it's not something that you can just put aside and detach. It's all still there and within every individual. It's more of taking the blinkers off of humanity's eyes, increasing their vibrations in order for them to access that will help remove the blinkers off of their eyes. Did we make that interesting?
You've definitely allowed room for further exploration.
And and more questions.
Yes, and Ashley actually has a question now, so I'll invite her to unmute and ask her question.
Thank you.
Greetings, family, friends. I'm happy to share this space with you and see you and feel you.
Thank you.
My question is related to cetaceans. I have, over the years, it wasn't always this way. I've had a very deep and growing connection to cetaceans, particularly orcas, but also dolphins and whales. I feel like I identify more with their consciousness than human consciousness.
Mm.
And I do have like a really strong desire to be back in the ocean, to be with them, to be accepted into a pod and live life the way they do, which is not easy for a human vehicle at all. So I was just wondering if there are any connections that I have prior to incarnating as a human on other worlds or other dimensions, which might explain this longing and sense of belonging that I naturally feel with them.
Very much so. Very much so. There are many tales and stories and mythologies of underwater worlds. Not, hmm. There are certain ones that they may not be an actual solid, as in solid being,
I
but
understand.
there are certain places, and there are on this planet such beings or energies that already are abiding in the body of water on your planet that
Yes,
have their own society, their own network. And the reason why you have such a connection with these beautiful mammals or ocean beings is because, yes, indeed, you were one of those. And for example, like the whales and dolphins, humans are so oblivious at times, and they assume that they are hmm, they are smarter than them, or
yes.
they are more enlightened. But little do they know how often these beautiful creatures are trying to communicate with humans, to assist them with their ascension. Because these
Yes.
mammals and these ocean beings are already ascended. And the reason why it is not a fact like it is for the humanity part of it that we were saying earlier, with their gonna be at a point where they're gonna be able to tap in even more. These beings already have. And as many of you know, water itself is such a powerful and a great conduit for energy. And the best way that they are able to even tap into that is being in the water. This is why many of them that walked on your planet at a stage chose to remain in that body of water. And you, sweet soul, make use of that. Make use of the water. Work more and more with that element. Along, yes, with the earth and the air and the fire, but work even more with water than what you have.
Okay.
Mm. And those beings as well, their frequencies are here to assist with humanity too. They are bringing it out. And when they speak to each other, there are times where they're not even speaking to each other. They are releasing more frequencies because of the sounds, because of how it travels and how it gets enhanced with water. This is why this channel often is led to hum. This is why humans are often led to make music, to sing, or to even speak and vocalize that is creating. Because each of you, as you are aware, also consists of water. And that part of your, one of those many ingredients that humans embody. Water is quite the prominent one because that is also helping with the frequencies to be carried out, or is more to say, to be able to release it and for it to travel even further. Is that somewhat of clarity for you?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. A lot of clarification there, and an extra focus for me in terms of
Very
working with
good.
elements.
Very good.